The Starfield cope at this point is just exceeding expectations every single day.
So yeah, Starfield just keeps getting better and better. Let me tell you what, and I
You heard that? It keeps getting better and better, boys. Wow, what a time to be alive.
really hope Bethesda absolutely takes a look at this and can expand upon this to everyone. Also, mentioning Bethesda, yes, the future of Bethesda is looking absolutely bright after today because things have changed big time for this company going forward. Yeah, we're going to talk about what that means for Starfield, but also we got some really cool stuff to talk about. Other franchises that I think you guys will absolutely love. So yeah,
Oh boy. Man, this is just good. there's so many good things happening to Starfield, boys. I swear. It's real. It's just happening.
I'll talk about that. And yes, we're going to talk about Breaking Starfield. Someone posted an interesting
That shouldn't be hard with how bad and breakable Starfield is in general.
discovery about one of the best weapons of the game. You guys have got to see this one for sure. But yeah, check this
Okay.
out right here. Yeah, so I've been playing this brand new game called Fishing Clash, and I had no idea how much fun a fishing game could actually be. You can
Well, you would expect something like this from someone who says Starfield is unironically the best game in the universe. So, it all checks out. It all just checks out,
find
boys.
right here. It says Microsoft mashed up Modern Warfare, Halo, Diablo, Starfield, and more in a genuinely weird trailer celebrating its Activision Blizzard takeover. This is home now. So yeah, if you missed the news, of course, yes, Microsoft has successfully acquired Activision and Blizzard officially. There's no going back now. It is official.
Also, you can't probably recognize this, but I can, okay? The best part about open world gaming is the fact that all the Starfield footage is reused constantly. I know some of the things that are going to happen in these videos because I have seen them like 10 times over at this point.
It is a done deal no matter what. But this trailer is very interesting because, of course, yes, as you can see right here, Starfield is in here. It says, so this is home now. There's a bunch of other franchises in here as well. So yeah, what's so exciting about this acquisition is that Microsoft can kind of run this like PlayStation does with their studios and that they can communicate with one another. We're already seeing that Bethesda is tapping into this.
This thing, if I remember correctly, is just gonna run here and just look at this location for some reason. There's gonna be a clip where one of these things just decides to run like this and just look at something at random.
Bit by bit. So that
Oh, it is this one.
software really did help out with the gunplay in Starfield, but I think they're going to take this to an entirely new level. And while previously they've been able to communicate within their own realm, you know, ID Software is very much part of Bethesda. They can now extend that to basically all Microsoft studios, and it's only going to be very, very good for Starfield. From the perspective as a franchise, and yes, even when it comes to things like expansions and upcoming updates and DLC, I only see this being very good news. Also, you got to consider that Bethesda can really focus up on their engine on one type of platform architecture, which of course is going to be Xbox. And yes, PC is another whole beast that they have to tackle with all the graphics cards and that sort of thing. But yeah, they could really focus in up.
Bethesda should really focus on making an engine that's not outdated by 20 years at this point. Because this is the same engine that brought you, well, Morrowind. And this is gonna be the Elder Scrolls 6 engine. Are you excited? Oh, yes, yes, dominoes. You can make dominoes in this engine. Wow! Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, end my suffering.
On this with communicating with what other teams are doing.
Wait, I haven't seen this footage before, I think.
Around the Microsoft umbrella
Wow.
studios, and it seems like that's what they're going to do. So yeah, very exciting stuff here. I only see good things coming from this acquisition going forward. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens with Starfield as a whole, as a franchise. But I have to mention something else that I think a lot of you would be super excited to see because the trailer also highlights a franchise that I just want to see back so badly, and that is StarCraft. And I feel like
Oh
it
boy.
fits very well with Starfield for some reason. They're both very much space themed, and I want them to go like all in on StarCraft, you know.
Oh. StarCraft is a good IP. StarCraft is a decent game. It has a decent story. You know, where essentially Jim's just constantly running after Carrigan, but who can blame him? That's some prime time alien poon right there. So, I completely understand him. But what does Starfield have? Sarah? Yeah, that's not enough to sell me on this one, Chief. I'm sorry, I just have to say this. Sarah is not enough. Well, what are they gonna mix? StarCraft with Starfield? Starfield doesn't even have aliens, my dude. StarCraft is all about aliens.
Return to the RTS roots, but of course, we were supposed to get
Even
StarCraft
though technically, the life that you see on planets is aliens, it's just not smart aliens, it's dumb aliens.
Ghost, which was supposed to be like this third person stealth action type game. Man, I feel like they can do so much with StarCraft. It would be mind blowing. But I think a lot of you guys, even if you don't even know what StarCraft is, would love to see it simply because you're into Starfield, into the space theme type stuff. So yeah.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
yeah,
It's
let's
not
talk
even the
about
same thing!
why Starfield is getting better. So check this out right here. We have, yes, the HD overhaul. I promise to keep you guys updated on this one. Look at this. We can see the trailer that was posted by
Wow.
Hulk Hogan, who is the actual mod creator for this mod, the Starfield HD
Wow.
overhaul rework. And
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna make me forget about the 15 load screens, brain dead enemies, bad gameplay, unreasonably shit story, no space exploration, everything. Yeah, I'm sure a texture mod is gonna make me appreciate the true depth of Starfield.
it is beautiful. What he has done here, what he has accomplished, is amazing. And again, I really hope Bethesda is taking notes here and they actually continue updating Starfield in terms of the graphics, both on PC and yes, on Xbox platforms.
Why is he saying that like it's Bethesda updating the graphics for the game? Bethesda's not gonna update the shitty graphics for the game. It's gonna be some modder.
But let's get into the actual post about this one. So let's dive into it. Yeah, so it says this right here. Starfield just got a huge new HD overhaul. Starfield Bethesda Stellar RPG and successor to Skyrim and Fallout looks even better thanks to a new HD overhaul mod, which boosts the game's visuals to a...
Yeah, why is everyone trying to say Bethesda? Why is everyone trying to make it seem like Bethesda did these things? Bethesda didn't do any of these things. They gave you a bare bones game that can't be fixed or made good, and now people are just adding, not 20 years ago textures to it. Why do you constantly try to say it like Bethesda is actually updating the game? 2 months have passed. You got an FOV slider. Congratulations. The eat button is probably a DLC material at this point.
Okay, now there is a selection there. If you're intimidated by that, you can go from 2K textures all the way up to 4K to 8K textures. So there are options if you're worried about this really kind of like destroying your machine. But it goes on to say the following right here. It says created by Luxor 8071, it's straightforwardly named Starfield HD Overhaul, and it sharpens, improves, and enhances myriad textures to new resolutions between 2K and 8K. We've got Aquila City, New Atlantis, and Neon have all been completely reworked alongside
Wow.
water, concrete, and yes, the interiors of stores like Caribou and
Wow.
Galbank, and even the deepest reaches of space itself. Take a look at the image below. We're going to get into that right now. We have more than just one image, of course. So if we take a look, yeah, you guys can download this, by the way, by following the link in the description below, but check it out. So here is like the original to the left, and of course to the right you have the mod.
Wait. Is it me or the original looks actually better water-wise? Man, I'm just so lost at this point in Starfield, it's insane.
Modded version. Let's keep going. We have right here the after. I wish this was the before, but this is the after. But As you can see, it's very blurry beforehand, and then
Okay.
afterwards you can see the thickness of the leaves. So we're really focused on the leaves, the foliage. But yeah, you can see how improved the textures look here in New Atlantis. This is gorgeous what this mod has accomplished, and I really hope that, again, something like this can come to, yes, those of you that are on Xbox. It has happened in the past with mods before. We have seen that sort of thing through Creation Kit and that sort of stuff. But maybe, just maybe, we will see that with this one. We'll have to wait and see if this mod can actually be as far-reaching as Xbox. Don't hold your breath, but I will definitely keep you guys in the know if that...
I mean, it's better. Yeah, it looks better than the original ones, at least, you know, the brush. But then again, I have never even cared to look at a brush in this game because when I was playing it, I just wanted to get it over with quicker. So I didn't pay attention to details, okay? It was too painful. So, yeah.
Actually does happen. Cross our fingers here on that one. But again, hopefully we get like official word from Bethesda on future graphical enhancements and updates to Starfield. I hope they do not stop updating this game whatsoever. But we got to talk about Breaking Starfield. So check it out right here. It says Breaking Starfield, the most disgusting weapon perk combo in the game. Explanation is in the comments. So yeah, we got to dive into this one.
Did someone again figure out that stealth is broken in Bethesda games? My money kind of currently feels like it's gonna be on that because I can't honestly imagine anything else. What could it be? Starfield's, well, the weapons are just shit. That's one. They feel bad. Two, they're completely broken. You're probably gonna be around level 10, 20 when you're gonna just randomly find some kind of not even legendary gun from some kind of rando enemy that's gonna deal 15 times more damage than anything else that you have, and you're gonna use that until the end of the game, which is hopefully very soon for most people. But it's so bad. It's just there's no game. What is this gonna be? It's surely not a melee weapon because no one even knows melee exists in this game. So yeah, what can it honestly be?
This one comes from Salty Meat Boy, and we do have a clip here showcasing how powerful this weapon is, of course, against Terramorphs. I'm not going to play the whole thing right there. But he says this: Hi, everyone. I've seen a couple posts pop off here regarding the advanced Varan Inflictor, which, by sheer damage alone, is undoubtedly...
Varoon Inflictor, you uneducated person.
The best weapon in the game. However, I'm here to tell you that the base stats you see are only the tip of the iceberg, and this weapon is much more broken than most people even realize for reasons which I will explain in this post. In short, the Varan Inflictor can permanently stun lock enemies without the need for any rare weapon effects. I just use Legendary Inflictor for show via a specific combination of perks and attachments. Now it says summary and explanation. The Varan Inflictor is an in-game weapon that has several unique qualities among all the weapons in Starfield. It is one of only a handful of weapons in the game which deals particle beam damage. For some reason, particle beam weapons benefit from both the particle beam perk and the laser perk in the combat tree. On top of that...
That's because it's probably a bug. Obviously. Remember ballistic... Wait. Did they even fix that the ballistics weapon perk actually increases damage? Or does that still not increase damage because it's bugged? I honestly don't even know.
They also benefit from rifle certification, with these 3 perks leveled to the 3rd tier. An advanced Varan Inflictor can deal over 1,400 base damage. I said earlier, though, this is only the tip of the...
How does that even work? Because you need to understand, those perks... Those perks are like, what's the maximum? 20, 30, 40 damage? Let's assume that everything is 40 damage. So if you have a base damage, we saw like 170 damage, right? So 40 on top of that is roughly 220. 40 on top of that is gonna be roughly 310, 315. Well, let's say 310. And 40 on top of that is going to be roughly 440, let's say. How does this even work? How does the math even check out in this shit?
The iceberg for how busted this weapon can become, because the inflictor has a non-automatic rifle designation and can be modded with the scope. It also benefits from two other critical perks, marksmanship and sniper certification. Now, the fourth tier of marksmanship is an incredibly powerful skill on its own that allows weapons with a scope equipped to knock down weapons on the next hit after a critical. For whatever reason, you don't actually have to be scoped into proc the ability. You only need to have a scope equipped on the weapon. With this in mind, equipping a short scope on an inflictor will give us a critical hit roughly every 5 shots or so, thanks to the 15% crit boost from the third tier of marksmanship, even when firing from the hip. If we add plus 25% crit boost from headshots with the third tier of the sniper certification skill, we can get the knockdown ability from marksmanship tier 4 to activate roughly once every 2 to 3 shots if we have good aim and are scoped in. Here's where it gets crazy. The Ron Inflictor also has another unique quality in the form of a available spread nozzle attachment that splits our main beam into 3 separate beams. However, the attachment does not affect range or accuracy, meaning if you aim down sights and shoot at something at range, all the beams should hit the same spot as if you were shooting a single beam. This is in contrast to the 1-inch.
Man, I wonder if realism. Let's remember that Todd Howard says realism. Okay, where's the realism in the fact that if you put a beam splitter, the beams just go randomly? There is none, okay? But this is a game, so there should be realism that if you put a beam splitter, it's gonna work like a shotgun, right? Well, admittedly, no, that's how they can do like 1,400 damage. It does make sense. With a beam splitter, I guess, but man, this is so just fucked.
Punch rare weapon effect, which will permanently kneecap range and accuracy. It has the same damage benefit of the focused nozzle, maximizing the weapon's damage, except we get 3 separate beams per trigger pull, which divide the total damage among them. Each beam has a separate chance to land a crit, meaning that even when hip firing, you can get a knockdown, which immobilizes a target for 2 to 3 seconds, like once every 2 to 3 trigger pulls, or essentially every trigger pull if you are ADSing and going for the head. Add the 5% crit chance bonus from the 4th tier of particle beams, and what you're left with is an absolutely disgusting combination, which can stun lock even the strongest enemies permanently with no effect. If one of the 3 beams that hits an enemy is a critical hit, the remaining 2 beams will proc the knockout ability from marksman, meaning we don't even have to wait for another trigger pull if we land a crit with this attachment. And as an aside, the furious effect on some rare weapons will also register each of the 3 beams from spread nozzle as an individual hit, meaning you can achieve the 30% damage bonus for each beam in just 2 trigger pulls on the same enemy. What you're left with at the end of all of this is a short, medium, long range sniper shotgun, all in one, that can permanently stun lock enemies forever and benefits from nearly every weapon perk.
I mean, did you honestly expect anything else from the Bethesda? I didn't. Yeah, this seems like Bethesda quality and ingenuity. You know, we already know that no one tried to play this game in Bethesda, because they chose the Diablo 4 dev route, Never play your own game because it's probably good enough on paper, so it's good enough in real life. Yeah, pain.
Every perk-based damage bonus in the game. Absolutely insane. Yeah, sure sounds absolutely crazy. So if you have not tried this for yourself, go for it and let me know your results. But I'm wondering if this will be updated or not. I don't think Bethesda will nerf anything that's in the game. In fact, I think they purposely have some of this stuff OP so you can just...
Bethesda will not nerf or buff anything because Bethesda is never gonna nerf or buff a patch. They're never gonna make a patch for this game. Are you kidding me? The button is already confirmed DLC. Okay? It's happening. It's insane. That's why it's not gonna change. Because Bethesda will never update this game. I can't understand where Bethesda fanboys are getting the idea that Bethesda's gonna do any of that. Have they? No, they're just saying, oh, we're gonna fix this, we're gonna make this better. And what have they done? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Discover it and really be godlike. So I don't.
And also, they said exactly the same thing for the last whatever amount of Bethesda games that you want to mention, and still nothing. So why would Starfield be different?
I think there's any worry about this being nerfed, although it is clearly very, very broken. Now, this would be more of a concern if we're talking about like multiplayer PvP or something like that, but clearly this is not the case. But yeah, let me know what you guys make of that one, if you tried it out, or if you're going to try it out, or if you think that this kind of like ruins the fun of the game, because like, what's the point of trying other weapons if you have this godlike weapon in your inventory? So yeah, let me know. Sound off. Now, we also got to talk about your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. So yes, let's do this. What was the most recent video about that I did? It is this one right here. An incredibly odd news update. Bethesda, that's definitely different, but I like it. So let's get into what you guys had to say about
Oh, is this the
one.
comments section already? Wow. Yeah, the comments are really boring. Well, whatever. That is open world games. One of the highest Bethesda shills that has ever existed. It is insanity. This man beats the odds, okay? He completely demolishes anything that there is to think that, oh, wow, someone's not chilling. It is what it is. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.